So I'm gonna try if I can do this whole video while holding a 35-pound dumbbell. And this is Zoom tips for personal trainers and gyms, because as we all know, with what's happening in 2020 and lockdowns closing small gyms especially, they're struggling. And why not come up with a few good ideas on how to really improve your Zoom workouts, right? So I'm going to share a few tips with you on how to manage the tech, but also on how to engage your participants a little bit more, because you can't really engage with them the same way as in person. So I'm actually going to put this down for a second. Oof. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over to Zoom, and I'll show you the most important thing that you want to do to just relieve some thinking and legwork from your participants, at least the technological legwork. Of course, you still want them to work out. So let me switch over to Zoom. Here we go. Hold on. Can you see that? I'm not sure. Yes, you can see it, but I didn't see myself for a moment. So now I'm in Zoom, and I'm actually working out right now with a few of me. So hello to this camera over here, and hello to this camera over here. When people are in gallery view, then they can see everyone, but they might not see you, the instructor, very well, and the kind of activities, the exercise that you're showing. So first thing you want to do is you want to spotlight your own video, because if you don't do that and people just go to speaker view, then it will just show whoever is talking, and it might switch around to another participant, and you don't want that to happen. So first thing that you want to do is, if you are in gallery view, you pick your own video. So let's say, for example, the Jan, one more time, this is your video. You go to you hover over the thumbnail, you go to the 3 blue dots. Hang on, let me see if I can point to it up here in this camera. Click Spotlight for Everyone, select that from the drop-down menu. Actually, I'm not even sure if you can see that in my view, so I'll have to check that out later. Actually, yeah, I hope that you see that Spotlight for Everyone. Once you click that, that will make that person big, so they can show the exercise in big and people don't have to worry about it. The same thing goes if you wanted to spotlight any of your people in your class. You can just hit that same button on their thumbnail, and then it will make them really big for everyone else. The next thing is all about the sound. So let me switch back over to this view. The sound is actually really important, because number one, if you're using the microphone that is built in your laptop or iPad or phone that you're using to stream the sessions on Zoom, the further you're away from that mic, you can't even hear it here, the quieter it will get. And the closer you are to the mic, the more full and easier to understand it is. So the challenge is, if you're trying to show an activity where they need to see your full body, you're not going to be very close to the laptop. So the solution is, number one, have 2 people do it. And I actually just attended some F45 workouts by my friend Rob and his crew, and they have 2 instructors, one of them who is standing really close to the microphone, close to the laptop, who's giving instructions, so their voice is very nice and clear, and then the other person is demonstrating the activities, and they're further away from the laptop. So that's one way to do it. If you have 2 people, works really well. The second option is to get some wireless microphones, or the cheapest one or the most easily accessible solution would be the AirPods, or any wireless ear headphones that have a battery that lasts long enough for your session, but also have a built-in microphone. So that way you can just use that to use a microphone, and it's much closer to yourself, and even if you're further away, it should work pretty well. My other gym, Monvita, they're using that, and that's been working like a charm since for like the last half year. Now, when it comes to music, talking about sound, a lot of the workouts really are about getting the right music, getting into the zone. And when you're working out on Zoom, that's been maybe one of the biggest challenges. So number one is and there's a few options here again. Number one is you can share your computer sound and music that you're playing on your computer with everyone that is watching. And to do that, I'm going to switch back over to my Zoom window. And if you go to the big share button at the bottom and click that, and then head to the advanced tab, there is one button that says music or computer sound only. As soon as you click this and click share, you will see that nice little green bar on the top that says you are sharing computer sound. Once you're sharing that, anything that you play on iTunes, on Spotify, even on YouTube, although on YouTube you want to be careful with the ads that might be running on your account, anything of that will play through the speakers of the participants. Now the challenge will be to figure out the right volume, because it always sounds a little bit different on your end than it does at the participant's end. So you do want to make sure you do a sound check. Figure out the right level. Let's say in the Spotify app or in the iTunes app, you have the volume slider that you can move back and forth. Make sure that people are still able to hear your voice clearly, and that the music's still coming through. So that might take some trial and error until you have that dialed in. The second way you can solve the music challenge is you can just not share any music and have the participants play their own music on their end. So they can choose whatever playlist they want to listen to, their favorite tunes. Maybe you even have a community and people can share their favorite playlists in there. Or you actually give them the link for a Spotify playlist that they can then click play at exactly the same time at the beginning of the workout, and that way everybody has their own music playing on their end. But the one thing you want to make sure is your participants know how to, I guess, adjust the volume so they still, again, can hear you clearly and the music is not too loud and overpowering, so they're missing all the amazing instructions. So again, go into the Spotify app and adjust the slider just so the music is audible and also the instructions, you can still hear them. And like looking at my list, the last tip is all about replacing our high fives and engaging with your team. And unfortunately, we can't really do high fives in Zoom as well. You could do something like this. Oh, that was loud on my other device. But what you can do is you can use the reactions buttons in Zoom. So if we go back to Zoom for a moment, and let's go back to gallery view so we see everyone. So this might be your view as you're instructing people. You have yourself pretty small, and then everybody else shows up in the gallery view. And if you ask them to use the reactions buttons, which are visible down here, you have a few options. You can clap your hands, give a thumbs up, hearts, the joy, the smiley face, an open mouth, the surprised face, and a celebrating like party horn. So you could use those to engage with your participants in between. Like, how are you feeling? Give me a thumbs up if you're good to go to the next one. Give me a heart if your heart is beating really fast and you're out of breath. And then let's all press some buttons here. And that way they will show up in people's screens, as you can see, even if their video is off. So if you have sessions where people don't necessarily turn their video on because they're self-conscious of working out in front of a screen and being watched the whole time, then those reactions still show up on people's on your screen and visible for everyone else. So clicking a few more, this is kind of helping replace some of the high fives. And if you can get creative in how you're going to use it, like what does it mean when you hit the kind of surprised face? What does it mean when you click the heart? Then it can be super fun and engaging and helping people be a little bit more connected to the other people that they're working out with, because let's face it, we're all sitting in our homes most of the time and we don't have a lot of human interaction. So having that little bit of back and forth is sometimes really nice. And the last thing I'll share is if you can spend some extra time at the end of each session to stick around for maybe 10-15 minutes and just chat and check in with everyone, see what they're doing, how they're doing, then people will feel so much more part of a community. And I think that's the reason why I chose the gyms that I work out in, is because of the people, is because of the community. It's not so much just about the workout. Because if I just want the workout, I could go to one of the big box gyms and maybe watch some YouTube videos or sign up for one of the digital trainers, but I really want to feel connected to the other people. So I'm hoping these tips will help. Let me know in the comments if they do. I see Stephanie is going to watch this right after class. Amazing. I hope that it will be useful and I get to experience it in one of our next classes. All right. Last thing, if you want more tips on creating more engaging virtual experiences, if it is for a workout, if it is for a workshop, I'm putting up more content on this on my YouTube channel, so you can subscribe. I'll put up an end card with some other videos you can watch, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye.